Siyacela nivule le ndawo for abonda bezitha. Leli flag next to stand for us. Leli flag next to stand for us. Comrades, angeke singene sonke estage. Nanondaba ezitha sicela ngene undaba ezitha kuphela abahamba naye bangangeni estage. Siyacela maqabane. Abangenile sizobalanda sicela undaba ezitha kuphela. Mama, chama.
Just assist them.
Your country, don't take pictures of the anthem, sing the anthem. Kaufela runa, marshals, stand still. Nani enihambayo, imani lapho nimekhona. Ningahambi makuculwa i-national anthem. Ribonse uri, rihlophi. Can we now have the African Union anthem? DJ?
Together to defend our liberty.
Ngicela ukuthi sithi fahla fahla njengoba sidibene bo re khalemetse lenyatso ne re itse re etsa tienyana kanti re bangata so ne re sa nahana hore re tla ba re le bangata ne re itse ke ntho e nyenyane re a ithabela yona ntho e nyenyane dikgolo di etla amatla defend our sovereignty defend
wangathi sengikhohliwe ukuthi isekhaya abakhongolosi noma ngithi from Cape to Cairo America to Madagascar from Cape to Cairo America to Madagascar Thank you so much. My name is Joy Mbewana from the Cultural and the Creative.
On behalf of eCondoleezza, we reaffirm our stance to say we stand in solidarity with Cuba, Pakistan, and Palestine. Amanda, we are in support of
sector. Some of them marched in their wheelchairs, others were aided because they are blind, others with their own families, they are not here at home, but they are represented by their leaders. I'm going to invite Miguel Chauke to come and convey the message on behalf of the disability sector.
As the National President of NAFCOC, the National African Federated Chamber of Commerce and Industry, one of the biggest organizations in business in South Africa, one of the oldest organizations of Burakhwebo, Babahulu, Liburakhwebo, Bapotana, the informal sector, in all provinces of our country, in all regions and branches. We are saying, today we are here to support the call for defending our democracy,
the call for defending our dignity, the call for defending our constitution. We cannot be bullied by anybody, be it a major or a bigger nation outside, be it any other sector.
Mobilize all other countries to say this is the last time that we have the UN women in New York under the leadership of Trump. We are going to go outside New York and go anywhere else because women are not free. We are not free. As Palestinian people are dying and the victims are women and children, we cannot fold our arms and say everything is okay. Amanda! Madimba!
Thank you very much. Comrades from the Solidarity Movement, all of them combined have agreed that they will have Comrade Magdalene Munsami to speak for 3 minutes on behalf of...
Hands off! Down with oppression, down! We are coming for you, Trump. Wait! Open the door. We are coming. Amanda! Comrades from all sectors.
We are clear as the Progressive Youth Alliance in South Africa that we will not be bullied. We defeated apartheid. We will defeat Donald Trump. We are clear as the African National Congress that we will fight against imperialism. The day the ANC stopped fighting against injustice, it is no longer the African National Congress. Everything that happens in the world where people are killed by imperialist agendas, fighting for their oils and their minerals at the expense of their people, if the ANC is quiet, it is no longer the African National Congress. We are calling upon all liberation movements that they must not be silent. The silence of ZANU-PF is very loud. The silence of Tanzania is very loud. The silence of all liberation movements is very loud when Trump is killing everyone at the expense of our people. We are clear that we will never allow Donald Trump to access our minerals. We've called upon the president of the country to immediately introduce export quotas and make it impossible for the USA to exploit our minerals. We are saying that from the soil to the factory, not from the soil to the sea. We are saying the employment must be created utilizing our own raw minerals. President Ramaphosa continue to fight fearlessly against the imperialist agenda of Donald Trump. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that donation. We are here today to come and make a statement like the 1956 women who stood fast against the apartheid regime and sent a message that not in our watch, that we are going to undermine us and undermine our people. We're not going to carry your past. And today, we came to come and tell Trump and his friends that not under our watch, not during our time, we are not moved. We are not going to allow you to bully us. We are a country. We defend our sovereignty. We are not negotiating. We stand with the women of Palestine. We stand with women in Gaza. We stand with the children in Ukraine. We stand with everybody who's going through a war of irresponsible lunatics. That was blood. That meant blood. Women, stand up now and defend your democracy. Our people willingly died for this democracy. Mabusiso Zulu died for this democracy. Mama Kweke died for this democracy. We must live for them. Comrade Ramaphosa, our president, is leading us bravely. We are behind our country. Amandla! Awethu! Thank you very much.
Malibongwe! And forward with national sovereignty, forward! Let's invite Ubaba umongameli we-Veterans League, Ubaba uStuki Zikalala naye azosibingelela.
In defense of the sovereignty of our country and democratic gains we achieved since 1994. We stand on the shoulders of the giants of our struggle who laid their lives in the sacrifice for freedom we enjoy today. Our struggle, comrades, was premised on 4 pillars: mass mobilization, underground work, armed struggle, and international solidarity. Throughout our history, the ANC has stood side by side with political forces around the world. We've fought alongside ZIPRA, SWAPO, FRELIME, MPLA, and other liberation forces. We have struggled in support of the Palestinian Organization and Western Sahara. Today, we are a constitutional democracy, and we uphold the principle of the rule of law. While we are here, we jealously guard the gains of our struggle. We also use this opportunity to highlight the injustices and the horrors that have been perpetrated across the world by the neo-fascist Trump administration, including the blockade against Cuba. We are saying down with the Cuban blockade by the neo-fascist Trump. Down! The total devastation of Gaza, the kidnapping of Maduro and his wife in Venezuela, and the killing of the president of Iran, President Ayatollah. Because 21st March is also an international solidarity with the Cuban. We use this opportunity to call to end the blockade against Cuba. We stand up in solidarity with Cuba, which is being strangled by United States imperialist forces. Down with imperialist forces. Down. Amanda.
Thank you very much.
Amanda. Long live the ANC, long live. Long live SICP, long live. Long live SANCO, long live. Amanda. Comrade SG, DSG, President of the ANC Veterans League, all the leaders that are here. As Amajoni Alomutu, as DSG Achilo, the real soldiers of Umkhonto weSizwe who liberated this country. We're not talking about Umkhonto Party that has stolen the legacy and the heritage. Never rushed to South Africa to claim our gold, to claim our resources. This is what we are saying as Umkhonto weSizwe, that we will not allow the red hat to dictate to our president. We say forward, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, stand for the truth as Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, Chris Hani, Solomon Matangu, and all those who perished for this freedom did. They are looking upon us, seeing all these multitudes that are here defending their sovereignty. Amanda!
Amanda! Amanda! Viva the ANC, viva! Viva the United ANC Alliance, viva! Thank you very much, Program Director. I also observe protocol. We as COSATU, we are here to confirm our support for the defense of our sovereignty as a country, to defend our constitution, as well as the gains of our democracy. We are saying as COSATU, this march takes place at a very decisive moment, not only for South African working class, but for the global working class. The crisis of capitalism is deepening before our eyes. The current epoch calls for all of us to defend the sovereignty of our country and its people. We live in an era of global crisis, of capitalism, and as well as capitalist aggressiveness, where capital moves freely across the borders to impose their interests to the workers, and the workers remain confined and poor in their communities. We want to say, as COSATU, we stand by the people of Palestine. As COSATU, we stand by the people of Cuba. As COSATU, we stand by the people of Lebanon. As COSATU, we stand by the people of Iran. As COSATU, we stand by the people of Swaziland, by the people of South Sudan, and many other nations who are subjected to the same by the Donald Trump administration, where we see a rise of a strong neoliberal agenda against the working class and our people. We therefore call upon the end of all the imperialist wars that seeks to advance capitalist domination and undermine the right of our nations to self-govern, wars that deny innocent children and women of their human rights to live, wars that deny the right to go to school, wars that deny people their rights to shelter and homes, wars that display people, wars that deny people the right to basic service and infrastructure. We therefore are saying, as South Africa, we must unite behind the government of the ANC, as they have demonstrated that indeed the government is prepared to defend our sovereignty. The government is prepared to defend our constitution. Amandla!
South African National Civic Organization, Ndate Chris Madineta.
Mina mhlaluso ngoba thina ngandofilwa mhlali ngandofilwa. Thank you very much. Allow me to take this opportunity and greet the leadership of more important to you, the masses. SANCO came in numbers as we join hundreds and thousands, millions of the South Africans to be part of this historical movement of the people to guard the land. It can be correct that we are pulled from distance. It can be correct that we are dictated from the distance. We are here and we are here to stay. We are here to guard our own sovereignty, our democratic gains, our policies. BEE at the center. BEE is here and it is here to stay, to redress the making of apartheid, and we will not negotiate. We are here telling you, Trump and your other movement allies, that SANCO joined the masses in a force to say our constitution is a loudly and loved constitution by the entire country. It can't be you who dictate to us. We are appealing to you to come and take your dear friend, your ambassador in South Africa, who has got no respect. We are saying it deserves to be away from you. You have a lot to deal with it. Deal with the release of Muturi. Muturi is not your tennis ball. Comrade President, we tell you that we are behind you. Monday to Friday, we will debate our interests. It is not you. It is us who are saying, away with Donald Trump, away. Hand with Donald Trump, pansy. Thank you very much.
We now wait to invite the Deputy General Secretary of the South African Communist Party, of Moses Kotane, of John Slovo, of Ruth First, of Chris Kabili, of Chris Ali, Comrade Matala Masuku.
Fancy or come party! Fancy the imperialism party! Hands off Cuba! Hands off Cuba! Hands off! Hands off Venezuela! Hands off! Hands off Iran! Hands off! Hands off Western Sahara! Hands off! Hands off the Sahara!
continent Africa, hands off. Comrade Chief, ufuna uqala ngokuthi namhlanje ngibonge i-ANC ukuthi namhlanje lisihlanganisile. Angithi ngitshelile ukuthi mina we have now set up a war against the imperialists and capitalists. Kodwa namhlanje usibizile sonke la ukuthi sikhumbuze ukuthi this South Africa is ours and we must defend its sovereignty. And we want to say ukuthi it is the right thing because it's all under its sovereignty ye-country enye. Uzonda i-sovereignty eSouth Africa uzonda i-NDR. Ozonda i-NDR uzonda i-Freedom Charter. Ozonda i-Freedom Charter uzonda i-Constitution yethu eSouth Africa. Ozonda i-sovereignty uzonda i-NDR esithi thina iphathi yethu yokuya ku-socialism. So namhlanje angiyakhuluma izinto eziningi ngifuna ukukhuluma ukuthi sibonga nonke enifikile ukuzodifenda i-sovereignty. Ngifuna ukusho ku-ANC ukuthi ngiyathemba ukuthi akugcinanga angisihlanganiseni ngoba kusasa kunabantu lapha e-Western Cape, igovernment yase-Western Cape ethi i-NHI ayirideswe ngoba baka-consult. Sihlanganiseni siyohlangana lapha e-Western Cape sithi nathi laba abantu abaka-consult abaka-consult. So asiyeni asiqhubekeni ngokulwa siwele i-sovereignty yethu eSouth Africa. Akunokhuluma kakhulu nayimvula iza. Ngizawuthatha nginikele kuwe Vutha. Ngoba namhlanje ngizositshela ukuthi le mvula funa iwashe ini. Iwashe imperialism. Iwashe ingqondo ka-Trump. Iwashe ingqondo ka-TA. Iwashe yonke lento eyizambona. Maka!
Amandla! Comrades, let's now come and hear the message from the NC, and we appreciate every organization. Your messages are recorded. Your messages are recorded, and this is going to be an ongoing program. And together we shall defend our constitution, our sovereignty. People of Sharpeville died for our freedom, and that's why we are gathered here today. People of Sharpeville, people of Nyanga, they died for this freedom on the 21st of March, and hence we're saying 30 years of our democracy and the Constitution. We shall defend our Constitution and our national sovereignty. Asilaleleni ke manje simbize okuyena unobhala jikelele wombutho omkhulu, umbutho wethu we-African National Congress okhokhelwa uCyril Matamela Ramaphosa.
Amandla! Kokhela ANC, kokhela! Kokhela Ramaphosa, kokhela! Phatha Ramaphosa, phatha! South African National Civic Organization, present here. Abahlali, qina mhlali, qina. Comrades from COSATU, the Congress of South African Trade Unions, an injury to one, and then South African Communist Party, amabomvana, noba bahamba besishiya nje, kodwa namhlanje sihlanganiswe into ebalulekile. Comrades, Raw Young Lions, Raw. The president of the Youth League, led by the ever-roaring Colin Malachi. The ANC Women's League, Omama Bethu. Wathintha abafazi. Wathintha imbokodo. Uzakufa, finish and fly. Comrades, our veterans led here by President Snuki Zigalala. Ngabona abantu ke esithatha amava kubo experience. Long live the Veterans League, long live. Comrades of PYA Progressive Youth Alliance, SASCO COSAS, present here today. Comrades, the National Executive Committee, and we want to thank all civil society organizations. Zonke ezikhoyo apha, those that spoke here today. This is the beginning of a march to unite our people in defense of South Africa, our sovereignty, and our democracy. The National Executive Committee of the ANC took a decision that we must not defend South Africa in boardrooms, but we must take our people along. Because there is a big lie here in this country. A lie that is led by AfriForum and all those who go around with them. They went to America and lied to Donald Trump that white people have been killed here in this country, which is a lie. Donald Trump gave them assurances and invited them to go to America. Only 49 car guards left our country. And they are on their way back because they cannot afford the cost of living in the United States of America. Those who sent them to America, Kali Green is here having a great time in our country. He didn't follow them to the United States of America. South Africa, comrades, belong to all black and white who live in it. And that is what the Freedom Charter says. I saw Ronald Lamola here. There is another old man who came into our country from the United States. He began to open his big mouth and attack this constitutional court, our democracy. And then they demolished him. And we are saying, should he open his mouth again, show him the door. He must go back to the United States of America. When Ibrahim Rasool said things about Donald Trump, they expelled him out of America. So comrades, thank you very much for gathering here today. Today, we stand to peaceful efforts in the world. Comrades, anyone who threatens our sovereignty as a country, we will defend our sovereignty. Because we, the people of South Africa, believe in this country. We braved the storms and the rain, because we don't have two passports. We have only one passport, and that is the South African passport. We are citizens of this country. We will never run away from our country. We will defend our country. And that is why we say to President Ramaphosa and Ronald Lamola, continue to defend South Africa. The African National Congress support you. If ANC leadership must face sanctions for doing nothing but for implementing redress in our country, let it be. We are not afraid of sanctions which will be imposed on us by an injustice meted against the people of South Africa. There is no genocide here. We are living peacefully. What we want in this country is a land redistribution program for all. What we want in this country is an equitable economy that serves all South Africans equally. What we want in this country is a health system that serves all our people. And forward to national health insurance. Forward. Comrades, there will be no retreat on black economic empowerment. What we are discussing in this country is, after 30 years of our democracy, how do we make our economy to work for all our people? That is what we want here in this country. An economy that creates jobs. An economy that serves all South Africans equally. If we were to compromise on transformation, it means the ANC and its allies must close shop. We must close shop because the very essence of why we exist, it means we must do away with it. President Trump must mind his business. We will mind our own business. And we know that the majority of Americans are with us. Reverend Jesse Jackson died supporting South Africa and fighting apartheid. And we know even in the Capitol Hill, there are people who know that there is no genocide in South Africa. It only exists in the imagination of the President of the US. The President of South Africa went to America to explain to President Trump that there is no genocide in the White House. He took Johan Rupert, Amy Els, and many others there to explain to this man that there is no genocide. He instead played a movie for our president. But our president, because he's a gentleman, he looked at this movie. And this movie was saying that we are killing whites in our country. Donald Trump must know that here in South Africa, black people are outside the means of production. Very few black people own farms in this country. Some of them who are farm laborers are being killed. As we speak, 2 women were killed in Limpopo and fed to pigs by a white farmer. Black people in this country are being killed every day by white farmers with the claim that they are being mistaken to be baboons. That's what we know here. Any killing of any farmer is a criminal act. It is not an act of a political movement. The chant, kill the poor, kill the farmer. It was a chant we in the ANC and our army, we sang when we crossed the borders, facing the commandos from Limpopo. And then we sang in the camps of Angola. And we composed
never kill the farmer. Because these Boers were commandos who were killing guerrillas, who were infiltrating the country. We took a decision, not that there's anything wrong about the song as the ANC, that we will not sing that song as the African National Congress. Because there is no need to attack anyone because we have realized our freedom. Those who are singing it for themselves. But it means nothing. That is why this constitutional court took a decision that chanting about that song, it means no harm to democracy. And this court took that decision. We cannot therefore be told by a white old man in our country who look like he's deranged to tell us in our country what to do in South Africa. We are a sovereign state. We are a constitutional state. We are a democracy. We are a sovereign state. We are a constitutional democracy, and we need to be respected. Comrades, we respect and we abide by the international law. Nothing will be recognized by us outside the United Nations. When they got into war with Iraq and Afghanistan, we told them that we don't need that war. They said they were weapons of mass destruction. They have never proven till this day those weapons of mass destruction. And they left Afghanistan with their tails between their legs back to America. Afghanistan is still today by the people they claim to go there and overthrow. No, Afghanistan is ruled by the Taliban. The Taliban is still in charge in Afghanistan. The Americans came back with their tails between their legs. There is no war that is a justification in any other situation. We condemn the war that is being perpetrated in the name of fighting terrorism. We condemn the war that took place in Iraq and Afghanistan. We condemn the war today, and we recognize the United Nations as the supreme body that enforces multilateralism in the world. America went alone unilaterally to start the war. Today, they've started the war in Iran. They are alone. Even their allies are disagreeing with that war, because it's an unjust war. There are criminals here in this country. Some of them are drug addicts who appear from time to time on podcasts. And I want to address these drug addicts because they are taken seriously. They claim to be billionaires, but let me tell you for free, they take drugs. They eat cocaine. They import cocaine in our country. And some of them, they died on their way to Brazil, exporting and transporting cocaine between South Africa and Brazil. And they died. And they were staying in Cape Town. These druggists, when they are high, they spread rumors and lies about our country to please their masters. And I want to tell them today, we are going to take you on for all the lies you have spread about the ANC. That the ANC got money from Iran. And that the ANC got money from Iran and our government. I mean, not our government. Iran paid for the case of South Africa against Israel and the ICJ. We are going to take those druggists to court. No one will ever abuse the name of from Iran. Because every time they want to do something against anybody, they want to justify it with lies. We know they were not looking for anything in Venezuela. They were looking for oil. They said Maduro is transporting drugs. And then they kidnapped him at night. And then arrested him and dethroned him and killed people. Innocent people of Venezuela. And they lied to the world that the president of Venezuela is transporting drugs. So for anything to happen, they make up a story. But yet the real thing they were chasing was oil. Even here in South Africa, probably they want uranium here in our country. Our mineral resources belong to us. They must beneficiate South Africans. And our government must diversify trade interests. We know that many companies of America have invested in our country and have created many jobs. And we're with them as we join as the people of South Africa in securing our independence. Comrades, today we marched in the Western Cape. Western Cape, We marched in East London. Eastern Cape, We marched in KwaZulu-Natal today in defense of our solidarity. You came here in your numbers, and we want to thank you. Comrades, the task of defending the revolution is on your shoulders, nobody else. We invited everybody and political formations to participate in this march. From here, we're going to launch a signature campaign that organizes all South Africans who believe in South Africa and its sovereignty. From this march, and then we will launch that signature campaign countrywide. Comrades, the task of defending this country is a task of its citizens, nobody else. There are those among us, and they are not many. They are hell-bent on bad-mouthing our country. Today, we stand with the people of Western Sahara for their freedom against Morocco. This Morocco now is being given the Africa Cup of Nations near back door. And it's a scandal that people who failed to win on a field of play are given an Africa Cup of Nations on the boardroom. It's a scandal, and it must be rejected by all of us. Viva Senegal, viva! Viva Senegal, viva! Senegal are the champions of Africa in football, and we give it to them, not Morocco. And when we say this, we are not anti-Mutipe. But Mutipe na magaphakamisa isokisi. He comes from South Africa, from a people who fought for liberation and against apartheid. Injustice cannot just happen in front of him. Atune atibaka tu. Manako ayeru rati. You are doing a great job. But the Akulwane Leonai. Yauri Senegal after. We can't agree to that. We can't agree to that. And we know it's not his decision. It's a decision of the structures of CAF. Are there more? Really South Africa to CAF. Mar Ahutiwa in CAF, no ways. So South Africa away with Morocco getting a our sovereignty. March for South Africa. On this day, the Human Rights Day, we've made a mark by ensuring that we present, we the people and the organizations, we will present a statement to our government. A statement to our government in defense of our sovereignty. We need all South Africans across political divide to defend this nation. Namhlanje asinamona, asinanzondo, siyayidumisa iSouth Africa. Ndiyabulela ke maqabane. Ndibulela all our provinces. Viva Limpopo, viva! Viva Northwest, viva! Viva Gauteng, viva! Viva Free State, viva! Viva KwaZulu-Natal, viva! Siyayithatha iKwaZulu-Natal, siyayithatha! Viva Western Cape, viva! Viva Eastern Cape, viva! Viva Mpumalanga, viva! Viva Women's League, viva! Viva Communist Party, viva! Viva COSATU, viva! Viva Civil Society, viva! Those we invited and chose not to come, defending South Africa is not only the task of the ANC, but we are a governing party. We must lead from the front. Comrades, sibulela kakhulu, uyangilebu. Says baya, baya. But? Says baya? Says baya, baya, dampa. We thank you very much, comrades. This march has been a great success. I don't want to talk about how many people are here. This country and this revolution will be defended. And the members of the ANC have shown the mantle. When you are called upon, it doesn't matter. You respond. I've seen a very few members of the NEC here. There are people who don't understand this thing called revolution. They are in comfort. But I am not. But these are good zinkokeli. Akonkokeli. This is our kokela kamnandi. We wanted to see NEC members full here. Today it's a holiday. Unless they are with the president in Zakbakolen. And then two, I want to register a full account to where were they? I want each member of the NEC to account. Let the Kutabantu Akokela Gamnandi, depending the organization. Comrades, we are a revolutionary party. We must conduct ourselves as such. Revolution is the watu. Kama imea yetu. Imea ANC. When you are an MP, you are an MP of the ANC. Namhlanje siyamacha. Zikuphi inkokheli? Yanifuna account ngoba kukhona umcimbi waseKimberley. Unless they are there, I will support the president. Ngoba deputy president kulapho simthume khona. Ayosimela khona. Abanye be-top 7 nabo abanye bangaphesheya. Ngifuna ukwazi abanye bakuphi. Namhlanje akhona ama-branch la. Akhona ama-branch la. Yeah. Akhona ama-volunteer. Akhona ama-volunteer. Maqabane. sizayikhusela inkululeko, sizawukhusela umbutho. I-ANC will emerge victorious. Namhlanje nisebenze kakhulu ubonakalisa inkxaso, to show solidarity and to support what our government is doing, and to know that we are with them. It is not going to end and then agree to work with others and form a GNU. You can only find it here in South Africa, nowhere else. So this constitution we must defend. Thank you very much, comrades. Amandla! Awethu! Mandla! Inkosi ngiyabuleka.
Amandla! Awethu! Mandla! Arona! My name is Unesongo Matikina. I am the Secretary General, not the President, Comrade SDSG, of the Congress of South African Students. Before I just read, I was very excited to have seen my constituents right in front of me here. So it would have been very better that I was going to read this also to them whilst watching them in their faces. Now we begin, comrades, without any further ado. This is a statement of the People's March in defense of South African sovereignty, solidarity, and democratic gains. We the people, South Africans from all walks of life, young and old, black and white, men and women gathered today in Johannesburg and eThekwini, in Buffalo City and Cape Town, in defense of our country's hard-won freedom, national sovereignty, and inalienable right to self-determination. We gather at Constitution Hill, the place where freedom fighters were incarcerated for their commitment to the liberty of all and the seat of our constitutional court. We live in a constitutional democracy because of the sacrifices of many generations. They fought countless wars of resistance against colonial dispossession and the national liberation struggle for centuries until we won our liberty. As we gather on Human Rights Day, in defense of our sovereignty and democratic gains, we remember the blood, sweat and tears of those massacred on this day in Sharpeville and Uitenhage. We remember the countless generations of South Africans and patriots who laid down their lives so that our country can be free. As the current generations of patriots, men and women, young and old, regardless of the race and class, we have a historic responsibility and generational duty to fully realize the ideals of freedom and a better life espoused in the Freedom Charter and the Constitution of our Republic. We have a duty to build a South Africa where all citizens live in dignity, peace and harmony as equals. We have a duty to redress and correct the centuries of historical injustices that millions of our people have suffered and to heal all divisions of the past. Fellow citizens, and yet the world is experiencing rising geopolitical conflicts and wars of aggression that pose an existential threat to humanity as a whole. These are in addition to the reality of climate change that already threatens the future of our planet. Countries are targeted, their leadership eliminated or removed and punished for adopting independent domestic and foreign policies in the interest of their own national development and the use of their natural resources. As we march, we are mindful that our rising defense of our nation takes place when many men and women, including children across the world, in Palestine and in Western Sahara, the Sudan and Cuba, Venezuela and Iran, Ukraine and Russia, face the brutality of war, genocide, illegal blockade, attacks on their sovereignty and liberty, causing immense suffering of ordinary citizens of these nations. We have returned to an era like the centuries of slavery, colonialism and apartheid without international law and where might is right. The United Nations and the system of international law and collective security developed after two devastating world wars is undermined by those who want to cling to a world of unilateral and unipolar dominance. We reject the profoundly undemocratic idea that a few countries with more economic, technological, and military might have the right to bully the rest of the world. We, the people of the Global South, know fully well that our people, our economies, and our natural resources were exploited to build the economies and sustain the standard of living. Overconsumption and economic development of the Global South. South Africa's national sovereignty is under pressure. Lies are repeated and blatant falsehoods spread as smear countries in the crosshairs for foreign intervention and regime change. To justify acts of aggression and undue pressures. These lies include falsehoods such as the white genocide in South Africa. The underlying goal of foreign intervention is to have unfettered control over the natural resources of targeted countries. Sovereign equality and self-determination were always an integral to the objectives of anti-colonial and national liberation movement in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East. Independence has always meant, amongst other things, that a liberated country has the sole and sovereign right to decide its future and its relationship with the world, and that no country has the right to bully others. Thank you so much.
Amandla, the People's March is a call to action to all our citizens in their trade unions and political parties, faith-based and disability formations, youth, women, civic business, and LGBTQIA+, student, cultural, and professional organizations to defend South Africa's hard-won freedom, sovereignty, and democracy. Our enduring national sovereignty and socio-economic success can only arise from the combined actions of an effective state and active citizen. The democratic state needs to ensure our national sovereignty is premised on restoring the dignity, safety, and capabilities of every citizen of our republic. Sovereignty becomes strong when it is in the hands of our people. Empowered to share in the wealth of the country, everything must be done to demonstrate that the resources of our country are for the collective benefit of the people as a whole. Sovereignty becomes resilient when it is rooted in the dignity and national pride among all South African citizens. We must continue to build a country in which no one will be left behind. No one goes to bed hungry, and no child is left without education and youth without economic opportunities. No citizen is left without access to health. Our national sovereignty is stronger when it is rooted in Pan-African unity and international solidarity. This is precisely because we do not believe in the vulgar idea of survival of the fittest as the highest ethical ideal. As Africans, we believe that in the African humanist philosophy of Ubuntu, I am because you are, as opposed to crass individualism. We call on the workers today and the trade unions today to advance, to defend a national sovereignty that promotes local industrialization, but also controls of our mineral resources, employment, equity, and jobs. We also call on all women in their organizations to organize, to defend the rights of women in South Africa that we enjoy today. These gains can easily be reversed if the policy direction of our country is changed through foreign interference. We also call on progressive professionals, business, to mobilize in support of the transformative laws of our country for an inclusive growing economy and empowerment of young people and women. These laws are under threat if we allow foreign interference in the affairs of our country. We also call on youth and the students of our generation, like the generation of the 1976 and others, to organize and mobilize each other. Without national sovereignty, the national wealth and natural endowments of our country will be expropriated by the bullies, by the aggressors of our current day. Transformation will not be halted and reversed. The future belongs to children and the future belongs to youth. Let us defend it today. National sovereignty is not a slogan, It is about our dignity. It is about our dignity as young people. It is about self-respect. It is about our people deciding their own future. It is about peace and friendship with all. In a spirit of respect, of sovereign choices and commitment, every generation must protect this right. Our forebears fought for political freedom and peace. Ours today, as this particular generation, is to protect the economic, political, and democratic independence of our country. We shall not be bullied, and sovereignty forever. Let there be peace and friendship. Amandla! We shall not be bullied. Amandla, thank you very much, Prophet Derek.
Amandla, we shall not be bullied. Justice for the 202 young innocent children that were killed in Iran over this 2-week war of Trump. Justice for them. Amandla.
Thank you very much, comrades. We now going to invite the Secretary General of the ANC to come to the podium. We invite the representative of our government, the Minister of Justice. She doesn't represent a system, she represents a democratically elected government. And the SG of the NC will sign, they will sign, and she will take this, and it will be a statement she will read in Parliament in a few weeks' time. Comrade SG. Minister Mamuluko.
Minister Mamuluko is our Minister of Constitutional.
The principles of the Constitution. As we celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Constitution, we say one Constitution, one nation, time to reflect, renew, and recommit ourselves. I just want to say, Comrade TST as the Program Director and ST, that the preamble of our Constitution reminds us that we committed to building a united and democratic South Africa able to take its rightful place as a sovereign state in the family of nations. So that's what the Constitution says, hence this march is significant and is important. We remain committed to protecting our principles of democracy and also ensuring that this government does not become a puppet government that is instructed by others, but a government that is the government of the people, listening to its people. And thank you very much for this march, because it affirms the role of the people in instructing its government, but also in support that as government and the president is not doing anything alone, but is doing what the country has sent him. And this is a president who remains bold, take the bulls by its horns, and remains committed to protecting South Africa and its people. Thank you very much, Comrade Secretary General. We remain committed to the principles of the Constitution. We shall not cower, we shall not retreat, but commit to what South Africa is giving us to a mandate as government. Thank you very much.